Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are around the world. Big welcome to In the Know with Peter No. My name is Peter No. I am your Senior Presidential Director here with LifeWave. Today is May 29th. It is 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and every week around this time, it's one of my favorite hours of the week where we get to share information. We get to learn a lot about this industry, about entrepreneurship. And this is the best place where you get to invite all your workout buddies, your bodybuilders to just come hang out and just learn and know. Okay. This is above and beyond our weekly training that we do on the Saturday mornings with Marcy and I. This is different than the working call with Monday or Tuesday mornings with Marcy. This is a topic where we talk about everything, and once in a while, you get a special guest to come on board. And today is one of those days. You're going to get to meet my brother from another mother. I've learned a lot from him. A lot of people think that I'm really that smart, but I'm not. Okay. I just hang out with really smart people and I learn and I absorb and I duplicate and I copy and I paste. Anybody likes to do that? Copy and paste and text? Okay, good. So let's start off this call.
I've
First
never
of
had it
all,
come on. I don't know what the fuck.
let's do
Excuse me.
this.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Boop. Let's mute. Okay, perfect. Let's start off first. I really want to do an acknowledgement to start off this call today. I want to acknowledge the entire team Evolve for the way how we're communicating. Do you know that we have multiple communication lines? One of them is Facebook, our Team Evolve Facebook page. Who here is on the Team Evolve Facebook page? I'm sure everybody is. Who here is on the Team Evolve Telegram communication lines? All of them. Okay. And then the next one is Messenger. We have private messengers going on. We have separate lines going on. The reason why I want to do a shout out is because every day when I get on the Facebook team page, do you know what the first thing I see is? Acknowledgement and recognition to all our brand new managers, directors, senior directors, executive directors, presidential directors, and senior presidential directors. Do you know what kind of a warm feeling of a community it is every day to see that? When was the last time you got recognized and acknowledged? Do you remember? I know. We do want to try to get better at acknowledgement, but again, our entire organization is growing so fast, so big that we all have to learn how to recognize each other. And that's why generations, who's your first generation? Who's your second generation? Who's your third generation? That really comes into line, right? And then the next thing is, do you know your uplines? Does everybody know your upline? Do you know your first generation upline? Do you know your second generation upline? Do you know your third generation uplines? And if you do, you're blessed, okay? And if you don't, call up, call up, call up. Not this week. Next week I'll do a In the Know with upline support, okay? But today I really want to save it for an awesome interview. Also, so everybody, do you feel acknowledged? Okay, you're acknowledged, okay? Thank you for always recognizing your teams. Thank you for when you comment, when you physically comment on everyone, you're the cheerleader. We're all cheerleading for each other. You know that, right? Whether Gail hit it or something, Jessica hit it, Sherry hit it, or Steven hit it, whoever. We're constantly, this is a community. It's a constantly building community. So today, Gail might be commenting on Karen's acknowledgement. But then next week, Karen could be acknowledging Gil's person, correct? And how about Sherry, Jessica? What if you see that every day? That is powerful. That is acknowledging each other. So I just wanted to do a shout out on that. Next thing, okay, as I am going through my teams, as I am literally every week, I talk to my leaders. I do these rank managers, rank calls, managers and above, directors and above. I get to see loopholes of what we need to talk about. So every week I want to do like a segment just on things we do need to talk about. Okay, everyone. And it's a building style. Okay. So whether you've been placed on an inside leg or not, whether you've been placed, on a leg that doesn't get spillover or not, this is a very touchy topic. Okay, everyone. So I want you all to know, when Marcy and I teach, we teach you how to become an independent brand partner, correct? Independent means one day you're going to be strong by yourself, because you're not by yourself. You actually develop two legs, two teams, a left team and a right team, correct? Sometimes, okay, if you've been enrolled by someone who has not been in the industry before, and then that person was enrolled by someone who's not been in the industry before, and then that person is enrolled by someone who's not been in the industry before, do you think if you're in a line and somehow you got placed on an inside leg, does everybody understand what an outside leg is and an inside leg is? And if you don't worry. I got my whiteboard today, okay? We're good. I'm going to start drawing stuff now. But do you know, if you don't know what an inside leg and an outside leg is, today I just want to take a few minutes and answer this question. Peter, so let's pretend Karen, okay? Karen, I enrolled Karen, and she has no experience in the industry. Karen enrolled Gail, and Gail has no experience in the industry. And then Gail enrolled Maggie, and Maggie has no experience in the industry. Okay, so I have three people that enrolled each other that absolutely have no experience in the industry. Okay, let's use that as an example. Peter, I'm enrolling my first person. Where do I place them? Who here has ever got that question before? Peter, I'm enrolling my very first person. Where do I place them? In the beginning, okay, Marcy and I, when we started LifeWave almost 5 years ago, we did not come from a binary compensation plan. We came from a unilevel. So in a unilevel, when you enroll someone, it looks like this. Just imagine a straight line, and imagine if I enrolled Karen, Gail, and Maggie. Just imagine 1, 2, and 3 lines. Does that make sense? So if they enrolled their very first person on a unilevel, they just do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You just go line after line after line. That's why it's called a unilevel. It is flat. When you say binary, the word bi means 2. You're breaking it down. Okay? Now, this is going to get very tricky, everyone. When I say shared leg, you're sharing a leg. Who can give me the definition what a shared leg is? Dang, nobody wants to answer that question. Maria, what's a shared leg?
Spill over,
Huh?
Peter.
Spillover. So Mr. Kim said it's spillover. You get spillover. That's why you're sharing a leg. So the only way to get spillover means what? You have to have someone above you. Does everybody understand that? So for you to be on a shared leg, you have to have someone above you. So you're sharing that leg. Now, Karen is my first person. So let's start drawing now a little bit. Okay, Karen? I want to make sure everybody understands this. Is this very direct, Karen? Can you see this? It's straight, right? Okay. This is Peter. This is Peter right here. Let's do this. Okay. This is Peter. Okay. This is Peter's left leg, and this is Peter's right leg. Peter enrolled Karen on the left leg.
We're not seeing what you're showing us.
You can't see it?
I see a man in
I
front of
can see it.
I
You can
see
see
it,
it?
Peter. Yeah, we
We
can
can
see it.
see it.
I can see it.
I can see it.
back and
Okay.
forth.
Put your thing on speaker view.
Speaker
You're good,
view.
Peter.
Boom. Let's do speaker view right there. Perfect. Okay. So we have Peter here. Karen's on the left. Karen enrolled Gail, and Gail enrolled Maggie. Okay. This is my first generation. This is my second generation. This is my third generation. Simple, right, everyone? You got that. Now, above Peter is Marcy. Above Marcy is Onyx. Above Onyx is Kathy. This is called what, Karen?
Which Karen? We have three or
Karen
four.
DeCarlo. Okay, let's do Karen DeCarlo.
Here.
Karen, what is this right here?
That's my generation of people.
It's your
This-
spillover.
My spillover, my heavy line
Shared
or my
leg.
leg.
Correct.
Shared leg.
Shared leg.
Yeah.
You're sharing, everyone. Okay. Now, Karen, you were my first person. I enrolled you. You're asking, Peter, I'm going to enroll my very first person. Where do I place them? Everyone, that is the question. My answer to you is the first, I would like to see the first two people. The first two go on a shared leg. So Karen, if you're enrolling your first person and you're putting on a shared leg, it's going to below Maggie. Does everybody see that? Now, Gail is enrolling her first person. Where do I tell her? Put your first two people on the shared leg. So that person is going, so Karen, you enrolled Joe. Gail, you enrolled Mark. Mark is going below Joe. Now, why am I showing you this? Because we're dealing with Karen, Gail, and Maggie who are not experienced. They don't have experience in the industry. What if Karen puts her very first two people on her right side? And then what happens when Karen quits after she enrolled her second person?
They have no one to teach them, guide them, and their points aren't rolling up to our strong team.
Did everybody hear what Karen said? Number one, this is not a shared leg. This is a brand new shared leg with Karen. So when you start building your inside leg or your opposite leg, you're creating another shared leg. That is the power of this. But the first two people, if she puts it here, and if she doesn't know where to put them, and she puts them on the inside leg, what if Karen quits? What if Gail puts her first two people on the right? What if Maggie puts our first two people on right? And what if all three of these people quit? What happens to these 6 people that are on the right side and get no support? They
Orphans.
get no spillover.
They're orphaned.
They're orphans. So in the first couple of years, again, we didn't know that because we're building. We didn't understand the behavior. But today, more than ever, we understand a build out now. We made mistakes in the beginning, but we can fix that. So all I want to do is yesterday on the rank training, we talked about this. So I wanted to clarify today on this call. This is called inside leg and this is called shared leg. Just to protect other people. If you already know how to build the 2 inside leg, if Karen is putting 2 people on the left, Gail is putting 2 people on the left, you're literally building a strong leg out and you're at least knowing what to do. Then your number 3 and your number 4 can go now on the outside because you know what to do and you're not quitting until you're going to a manager. I hate to say this. Remember, the average person only recruits 1.5 people in the industry. Over here, if you become a manager and you enrolled 2 on the left and 2 on the right, you are above average already. You've done great. And this is the reason why David created this structure, 2 left, 2 right, because he's forcing us to build 2 legs in the beginning, and that's how we get paid. Remember, you don't open up the cycle until you have your first one on the left and your first one on the right. That's how you get to cycle first, correct? So I want to make sure everyone understands watching this video. The reason why you don't place your first 2 people on the opposite of the shared leg is because just in case you quit or your teams quit, that nobody will be an orphan and left behind. At least those first 2, if they were on the shared leg, they will still get spillover. They will still get support because they're sharing the volume. Everything, this is right here is building new volume. This is called shared volume. So I hope everybody got that. If you didn't, talk to your uplines and talk to the person that understands, okay? It is not that hard to understand.
Peter, that's why our profile starts out with it preset on that leg so that if you don't do the business, they're guaranteed to be aligned properly, correct?
Correct. So everyone, when you go to settings on your top right-hand corner on your name, when you click on settings and you scroll down, you get to build left, build right, or build strong leg outside. When you click strong leg outside, when you enroll someone or when they get your website and they enroll themselves, they're going to go on the leg where they have the most volume. That's what strong leg outside means. It's wherever there's the most volume. Pretty simple? Okay. So let's get that out of the way. Moving forward from now, when you're personally enrolling your personals, everyone, make sure that you teach them, tell them where the shared leg is. Are they on your left? Are they on your right? Get it? But if you're already if you're already built out, both of yours are shared leg. But you have to let them know, hey, you're on my left side, shared leg. Hey, you're on my right side, shared leg. So at least they know. I don't even know how many people I've talked to, and I ask them, what leg are you on with your upline? I don't know. We cannot have too many.
Why does that matter, Peter?
Huh?
Why does it matter to know?
Because then you know where the shared is. So Gail, if you know where your shared leg is, like let's say it's a left, that you know that your other leg is your building leg. You're creating a new leg on your right. So then you know, hey, do I want to place my number 3, my number 5, number 10? So on the shared leg, usually, okay, everyone, usually you don't put the most powerful people on your shared leg. You know that, right? You will put your most powerful people on your opposite leg, because if you're sharing a leg, you're getting free volume. Gail, you look a little confused. So,
Because for me, I don't get anything from above.
okay, so then you are on an inside leg. You're literally you're building both legs because you've
I
been
have
placed.
three people. I've been in a year. I have three people, and neither one of them done anything in their business. So I get zero from anybody above.
So basically, your first, your second, maybe the people above you, Gail, are not active. And everyone, the reason why I'm talking about this topic is because, especially in LifeWave, you will get this because we attract so many non-networkers and seniors that are just coming here to purchase. So Gail, for example, you could have been invited by your neighbor, right? That just is not a networker. And that's why I used the example of Karen, Gail, and Maggie that are not network marketers, okay? If your sponsor is a network marketer, do you have to worry about anything? Not really, because they're building. They're constantly building. Does that make sense, everyone? If you're upline, that's why when you just came here because you came here. We can't change anything on that. But in the future, if you have a choice, now that you're experienced, you can pick. So you can usually pick somebody stronger, right? Somebody that's in the industry. But until then, who cares? Build your two legs out with our support. Support is always stronger than position. Let me repeat that again. I'd rather have Marcy to support me than to be on a leg that gets volume. Because even if you be on a leg that gets volume and you don't know how to build it out and you cannot be supported, it means nothing. Does that make sense, everyone? You want to be on a supported leg, okay? Now, Gail, if your uplines, if their uplines, if they don't work anymore, that's why I keep saying, call up, reach up, find out who your PDs are, who your SPDs are, move up. When you look at my lines from Sally, Claudia, Suzanne, Juliana, Savi, Amy, Bob, Annie, whoever, everyone's line, everyone has generations that I work with, and it backs each other up. It's not like Peter's doing all the work. It's the generations that are helping each other on separate lines. And if they don't know, if Annie doesn't know who to find up, call up. Just keep on going up. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay, because we're all one team. And if you don't have anyone up, Gail, it comes down to Marcy and I. Does that make sense? Because we are it stops at Marcy right there. Okay, everyone. So by the time you get to Marcy, if you can't have help, then you got to call. Okay, we got a problem. So awesome. So let's get to the cool part. I wanted to take this time now to really number one, interview. Okay, I want to share stories now. This year, I wanted to really highlight and recognize leaders. So moving forward with these calls, I'm going to puzzle pieces together for you. How did Team Evolve? How did certain things come about in Team Evolve? Would you guys like to learn that? Okay. Would you guys like to learn where the name Team Evolve came from? Who came up with the name? Would you like to know coaches? Would you guys like to know who came up with the gym analogy? The actual gym analogy, okay? So I want to bring up my brother. His name is Eric. Eric, are you on the line?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Okay, everyone. Do you see Eric? Let's do this. Let's do speaker view. So thanks, Eric, for coming on. So everyone, I want to introduce you to Eric Sin. I've known Eric for since 2013 or 14 in our previous company. Eric, Marcy, a lot of us, Claudia, Sally, a lot of us came from the same company. That is where we got to meet each other. We all came from a Unilevel. We came from a technology company. Back then, it was a one pill technology. We came from a company where we just literally got started. We came into a company that had, we built the momentum. We became sidelines. So everyone that is in my organization today was my sideline 15 years, 10 years, 5 years ago. But I wanted to bring on Eric because today's topic is going to be about never giving up and how did the gym analogy come and how are you using the gym? Building your body is the same thing as building network marketing, right? So, and I also want people to get to know Eric because in our previous companies, the reason why we teach what we teach today, okay, the reason why we're so supportive today is because in our previous company, we thought we're doing all the right things, but it was actually all the wrong behaviors. Has anybody ever worked their ass off and never saw results? That is what compensation plans can do to you. They can actually make you work your butt off, but you will never get compensated for what you're worth. So I want to show everyone how come Eric and I were in that company for over 6-7 years and we never got to where we needed to be, and how come we came over here in LifeWave and in less than 5 months we reached the top of the comp plan and we never looked back again. That is the power of a comp plan. So Eric, let's do this. What got you into network marketing, Eric? What did you like about it when you first heard about it back in the days?
Well, just to give you a little context before I answer that, I had a cell phone business and I was doing personal training before, and I got to a point in my life where I made decent money, but I just didn't have like a lifestyle. Basically, like literally my lifestyle was wake up, drive, open up my cell phone store, go to the gym, and then if I had the energy, I'd go out. And then it got to a point where I was like, man, am I gonna do this for the rest of my life? But luckily, because I was always into fitness and health and wellness, a friend of mine said, hey, there's this company that has a really interesting product. Why don't you take a look at it? And then I went to my first network marketing meeting. And to answer your question, the person that was doing the presentation was the number one guy doing the presentation, the number one guy in the company doing the presentation. And at that time, that company was like 3 years old, and I think he was making, I think like 200,000 or 300,000 a month, and it just blew my mind out because I invested almost 10 years of my life in my business, and I wasn't making that much. So I was like, okay, well, if I could just join this company and be close to somebody that's already broke through, using the same tools and building a business off of the same product, then I might learn something. So that's kind of why I joined, just to be surrounded by, I guess, leadership or successful people, people that knew more than me. That was essentially why I joined network marketing.
So you got excited about the leveraging. You got excited about hanging out with entrepreneurs, the freedom of it. You were stuck in your cell phone store all the time. So comparing both those lifestyle, it really piqued your interest here.
1000%. Yeah.
When you joined, because that was your first network marketing company, correct?
Correct.
Did it meet your expectation, or what changed, or what did you learn the first couple of years?
Did it meet my expectation? No. No. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about just people in general. I'm very stubborn. So even though I didn't break through and the money wasn't coming in, I made a commitment. I told myself I'm gonna figure this thing out, and it was just a crazy journey. A crazy
So,
journey. Yeah.
so I remember back then, you and I used to drive to Sacramento all the time. We used to do big events.
Yeah.
I used to do it for years and years. Our old company, everyone, has anybody ever been to a convention before? Can you imagine going to 4 conventions a year? Can you imagine how tired, how much money you spend, how much leadership you take out of the field every convention, every 90 days? Do you think we were burned out, Eric?
Any money that I made went back into my business 1000%. But they sold the dream, you know. I was like, all right, well, if this is what they did, I'm gonna do what they did to get what they have, you know. So yeah, I got burnt out a lot.
So now looking back, and one of the reasons in the beginning stages after the COVID and even before the COVID, Marcy and I knew that we were not going to do this kind of build out. So number one, the first reasons why Marcy and I really wanted to develop the first online support system like this is because we did not want to go the old way of constantly having our teams spend money, go to big events. You can go to 1 or 2 maybe a year, but not 4 to 5 to 6. That is way too much. And I know that is an old school way of building because they say get people together, great. But as a leader, if you're responsible for that all the time and you don't have unity, like you don't have a team around you to build those events, do those things, and if you don't all benefit from those events, guess what usually happens? You get burned out. That's what happened. Now, Eric, why don't we talk about the compensation plan now? A difference between a unilevel and a binary, and how that played a big factor between us because we were sidelines, right? And then every time I supported my team, I was such a big recruiter. I went wide, right? But then I did not know who to support because in a unilevel, the stronger you are, the more you're giving birth. The more you're giving birth, the more responsible you are to all your personals, correct?
Right. I it, in my in my journey with my first company, you don't know what you don't know. So I just kind of just trusted the people that are telling me what was good. But in a uni level, I didn't have a problem recruiting people at all either. It was just the duplication on a uni level was so challenging for me because each person that I brought onto my team, I wanted to help them, but I also didn't know what I was doing either. I was just kind of blindly recruiting, you know, because I was so excited. And I think what burnt me out was I was helping so many people, you know, and none of those people were benefiting from one another. And I was just kind of like spinning my plates, like helping this person on one day, then I'll go over here, help this person, recruit another person on another day. And they would get the upfront bonuses. And I was getting literally nothing for the time that I was putting in, and time and energy that I was putting into these people. And then it just kind of caught up to me, as opposed to a binary, because when I'm recruiting, I'm building a left and a right. I can support the person at the very bottom of each leg, and then that support goes up. Does that make sense for everybody? So I'm not spinning, I'm not dividing my energy. I'm just focusing on 2 lines instead of 30 people, 30 lines, 30 separate lines, or 20 separate lines, or whatever it may be. So that's really what I see the value over here is just the different style with of the leveraging with the binary that I really value.
How important do you, now that you're outside and we see what a non-flushing points is, how important is that to our build, the non-flushing points?
But to give you perspective, I'm actually building 3 accounts. I'm building my mom's account and my brother's account. Um, but so my mom's my first generation and my brother's my second generation, and I'm recruiting people in their lines, and I'm focusing on the bottom account first. But what's cool is my mom's account accumulated like over 150,000 points that never fleshed out. And then now I'm placing leaders in her inside leg to where she's just constantly like flushing the points out, where she's making a ton of money because of the non-flushing
Non-flush.
points. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's cool. It's really cool. Yeah. Very generous of David Schmidt.
So, you know, because of time limit, I know I'm not a bodybuilder, but you know, years ago when we started all connecting and we always started to use lingos and we always wanted to find a easier way how to message, right? How to speak the networking language. And then you and I, we just started coming up with analogies about the gym analogy, right? So Eric is a gym, what do you call it? Gym rat. You know what gym rat is? He's constantly in the gym. Okay. You could see it. But understanding, so can you share with our viewers, Eric, why is the gym analogy or the gym industry this almost the same behavior or the same journey as somebody going to work out in the gym, or same thing as network marketing?
Um, I think the principles of success are that formula for success is always the same. It's just repetition, and consistency, repetition and consistency, and then over time, um, those micro investments that you're making every single day over time starts to compound into a result. And that's something that I learned and applied from the gym into network marketing. So, for example, I look at network marketing from a perspective of just numbers. And I know some people don't like that, but I'm going to add some more context to it. I kind of make certain types of goals for myself. So for example, if I say, hey, I want 20 new people to join my business, my brain is kind of programmed to go, okay, I need to do 20 sets, like a gym, right? So what does a set mean? I go, well, if I want to recruit 20 people, in my mind, I go, well, I need to talk to at least 10 because I don't know who's going to join, conservatively 10, and I should find one person. And then I go, okay, well, I need to talk to 10 people to find one and I want to recruit 20, then I need to talk to about 200 people. And then I go, well, how fast do I want to do that? Then I break it down to, let's just say I want to do it in 90 days. So I divide 200 from, 90, which is about 2 people a day. Okay. And then I just go to work. I just talk to 2 people a day, 2 people a day, 2 people a day, 2 people a day. And then you know what? Sometimes I don't hit my goal of 20, but you know what? I made that commitment and I built the behavior, the muscle of the repetition that's going to lead me to the 20. And then there's oftentimes where I exceed 20, you know? So that's just kind of like the approach that I take in network marketing that I've learned from the gym, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Now, the reason when I use the gym analogy, right, and the reason why Team Evolve, our gym, how important it is to have the right trainer, to have the right tools, workout equipment, to have the right nutrition. So in our networking world is who's your upline? What are the tools, right? And then what's your daily behaviors? What's your system, which is the nutrition? So how has that helped you so far in your build?
I could have a 5-hour conversation just on this topic alone. Yeah.
I give you 10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, in my first, so I think well, from my experience, in my first company, I had an upline that had the best intentions for me to succeed. It's just that she just didn't know how to coach me to help me break through, because she wasn't experienced. And I could have been really angry at her, and harbored like resentment, but I had to kind of take a step back and go, you know what? Like, of course she wants me to succeed. I'm in her organization. But I've learned in network marketing, if you don't align yourself with somebody that's proven to know how to coach you, you're gonna have a very hard time. Just like if you step into a gym, you don't want to get coached by an out of shape personal trainer, if that makes sense, right? You want to be coached by somebody that's has success or some type of success. Um, so in my previous experience, I learned a lot about leadership, a lot. And it wasn't until I connected with the number one guy in my previous company, it was actually two people. They held 70% of the volume of a like a $400 million company. 70% of that was going through their organization. It wasn't until I connected with them and then they started teaching me behaviors that it just started to click, because I always felt like there's some type of trick or like special. I was like, it can't be this simple. You just talk to people, put information in front of them, and then you just repeat that process over and over and over again. And then you're just going to find people that just say yes to you, you know? So, mm, I don't know if that really answers your question, but make sure that, you build a relationship with your upline and you have synergy, and that coach is in alignment with the style of coaching that you need for you to succeed. It's okay for you to vet out your upline, basically, is what I'm saying.
Everybody heard that, right? Get to know your uplines. And even if your upline is not the person that vibes with you, connects with you, do you still have other uplines? Yes. And then other uplines. Some people might not like me. They might like Marcy more, right? Some people might not like Marcy more. They might like Dr. Stacy more. But then we're all somehow connected to each other's lines, but you might have intimate connections more, or you might be generations connections, right? You might be brothers and sisters, or you could be cousins, okay? It doesn't matter. But that's why in our whole system, we teach you behaviors, okay? We're teaching you the outside way of how to teach everyone the same thing, okay? We have a few more minutes left. Eric, what would you like to touch on? What do you want our viewers to get to know you or get to know our build style?
I guess network marketing at the core is just a personal development program with a comp plan attached to it. So I guess rule number one is don't look to that person's success or that person's success and or how fast they got to wherever it is that you're trying to go. This is your journey, and just take it one day at a time. And then at the end of the week, kind of evaluate what's working and what's not working. And then again, find a good upline, find a good coach, a mentor that you can lock arms with, and just enjoy the ride. I always say, find somebody that can mentor you. Find somebody that's like you, or better than you, and then find somebody that you can mentor. So those three people, to kind of just stick with the game. So just to kind of keep it fun. You know what I mean?
Okay. And last thing is, how has your build been here now so far, Eric?
It's
How
been
long have you
going.
been with us?
Well, my build is well, I've known about Lifeway for a while. You're like one of the first persons that called me when you started, but I just didn't build yet. But I'm in like a little over a year or about a year into my build, and it's going good. About like 50,000 volume points coming in, so I'm good. We good. Things are duplicating. It's fun over here.
So just get ready to meet the next executive director and presidential director very soon. Thank you, Eric, for sharing with us. I just wanted everyone just to get a different perspective, okay, on who created what. And I'm going to give credit to Eric. He has thought about the name Team Evolve for many, many years. And then when we came here and when I showed him our name, we were ready for a new name. So it just came right on the perfect time. We evolved to Team Evolve. He came up with this years ago, but as you can see, sometimes you can have an idea and then you can have it implemented one day, right? And then even the gym analogy, I've been using that forever because Eric and I talked about it, but it's just a perfect way on how to have people understand analogies. You're going to give analogies. So when you can give people analogies like a gym and how you have to work, it's the same as over here, okay? But in network marketing, in the gym, it's how can you show off? How do you know if you're in the gym every day, everyone? Muscles. You can't hide your muscles. If you're physically in the gym every day doing sit-ups, you're going to get a six-pack after a year. In Team Evolve, in network marketing, how do you know you're successful here? People. Because if you do the 3-3-3 every day, I guarantee you, you're going to have some people on your left and some people on your right. And the more you have people on your left and right, left and right, left and right every day, that will dictate your success here. So everybody give a shout out to Eric, and you're going to see him very soon. All right, Mr. Kim, you want to add something to that?
Just a quick reference to what you were referring between the left and the right. I think one of the things we cleared up, I got a lot of questions after you did the training, the last couple of training. And the only way that I was able to clear it for our team is use the ATM analogy, okay? Before you open an account, you have to deposit money. You got to deposit on your strong side. That's why you got to put in your first two people on your strong side, because your strong side is your ATM machine. Your weak side is your ATM card. So how do you determine your check? When you build your ATM card side, determines the check you withdraw every week based on how much money you have on the ATM on your strong leg. Our team got crystal clear after that. I never got another question after that, Peter.
Did everybody understand what Mr. Kim said? To understand your shared leg and your building leg, okay? Your shared leg is your ATM. You're depositing your first two people in here in your ATM, right? And then the next one is your outside leg, okay? Which is your, I don't even know, how do you explain that too?
ATM card, Peter.
Okay, so the shared leg is you're depositing. And then the other leg, you're spending. Okay. Everybody gets that. I think they got it. Okay. Karen, what would you like to add?
Today's training was awesome, and it was really nice to review that. I know we all have a little different lingo, and a lot of us don't have the experience. So I just wanted to clarify, or have you clarify that when we say strong leg and inside leg, that it's the right and the left, because in the beginning, when I did strong leg and then inside leg, I picked the inside of that strong leg. Do you see what I mean? I didn't know the lingo.
Inside, okay, sometimes your inside could be the strong leg.
No,
The
but
strong
like I chose, let's say my strong leg was my left side, right? And they said,
Yes.
put them on your strong side and then put your next person on your inside leg. I put it on the inside of my left leg, the right side of my left leg. not
Oh,
the
okay,
other.
okay,
You
okay,
see what
okay.
and I think in the beginning, when people aren't aware of that, we say inside leg, they're looking at those ones that we're not supposed to touch. And I just wanted to clarify that. That's all.
Okay, give me 1 second, everyone. Let me find you hold on.
Like I always tell people, go to the left side of your left leg and the right side of your right leg.
Okay, so next week, everyone, I'm going to give you a chart. You're not, when you see a tree, you have a plus and a plus. And then underneath your first person, there's a plus and another plus. Everyone, when you're on the left side, you're only hitting the first plus on the outside left. You're not clicking every single plus that you see. Okay, everyone? Those are their accounts. They're not your accounts. You pay attention to your circle, your left plus and your right plus, and then your next left plus and your next right plus, and your next left plus and your right plus. You're not clicking on everybody else's plus because you're not building everybody else's two legs. Does that make sense, everyone? You just build your leg, okay, which is your outside left, your outside right. So whoever watches this, please understand. And next week, I'm going to give you a chart with a big old X on the insides. We're not Xing anyone, okay? So
Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
you're welcome. Oh man, this hour goes by so quick. Okay, let's give you last homework and then we're going to call it a day. So I've been watching a lot of Bedros Koulianos, and if you don't know him, he's one of the most successful gym entrepreneurs, builders in the industry. Okay, he has a huge brand. So I'm trying this out myself, but I want to share this with you. Does anybody have a hard time knowing your 333? Who do you text? Who do you call? Or making a list? Why don't we do this, okay, everyone? Are you ready? Instead of making a list of who do you call, who do you want to enroll, who do you want to peak, whatever, why don't you make a list of people that you're grateful for? And then you make a list of who you're grateful for, and every day I want you to text 3 people that you're grateful for them. Just a hello, I'm grateful for you, or hi, this is Susan, I miss you, I haven't seen you for a while. Hi, this is Heidi, been a long time. Hi, this is Mr. Kim. Hi, this is Steven. It's been a while since we hung out. Just want to say I'm grateful for you. Whatever. I can almost guarantee you when you send out that text, 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, or maybe even 3 out of 3 people will text you back. And that is your time for you to start that connection. So if you don't know who to put on your list, if you ran out of people on your list, why don't we shift that mindset thinking, and why don't we think of 3 people that we're grateful for every day? Could be your gardener, could be your banker, could be your teacher, your neighbor, your family. Oh, are you grateful for your family? I hope so, right? Could be your dog if he can read. Okay, you're grateful for everyone. So if you go to Starbucks, you're grateful for the drive-through girl, whoever. Okay, just why don't we just practice just saying I'm grateful, whatever it is, every day. And maybe that can open up a new list for you, or maybe build a different connection where Jan is connecting with people and, oh my God, she sent out 12 grateful texts, and out of 12, Jan, 10 of them called you back, and out of 10 of them, you had a nice connecting conversation. And guess what? All 10 of them actually like health. They're into health. What about that, right? So let's try this out for the next couple of weeks, and let's come back to this, and maybe in 2-3 weeks, everyone share with me how many grateful texts you sent out. What is the conversion on that? Who said hello? And then who had a conversation about health? And then who had a conversation about time and freedom? And then you go from there. And then I want to know maybe how many of us invited someone to a podcast and how many enrolled someone from a grateful text. Cool? Okay, so next week I'll be here, but then this week I'm going to be in Arizona. So all my Arizona leaders, friends, get ready. I'll see you soon. This week we're going to have a good time. We're going to connect. We're going to party. We're going to literally show off Team Evolve offline recognition events. And then the week after, I'm going to be in Canada. Okay, Canada. And then the week after, I'm going to be in Bora Bora. And then the week after, I'm going to be in Indiana and Ohio. And then the week after, I'm going to be in Costa Rica. So I'm going to be gone for 5 weeks. Okay, everyone. When I'm gone, you know my teams. I'm going to have my leaders come on. They'll be doing the rank trainings. They'll be doing In the Know. So you guys are all going to get blessed with some new voices, new faces, okay? So as we see each other, when we get to see each other, if you're on this call or not, make a lot of videos. It is time. We're going into now, June, okay? June is getting hot. June, July, August. Let's run this next 3 months out. September will be the last month, the very last month, okay? That is an all-out month to hit where you need to be, to do what you need to do. And then the rest, get ready for October. That whole month will be literally celebration, fire. It'll be everything because David, the whole name of LifeWave will be all over the industry. It is going to be crazy. I'm telling you, okay? Everything's going to be moving forward. And then we're going to finish off our November. And then December, November, December is usually Thanksgiving, Christmas, holidays. That is when I want each one of us to really just get into our communities, okay? Just really have fun, relax out. So can we work hard for the next 5 months, everyone? Okay, let's do it. Then we'll chill out, ride the momentum. And all I can say is when the next technology comes out, and that should be in 2025, when you can physically get your hands on it, I'm going to tell you by next year, things will never be the same again. Okay, this company, you will not recognize it. You won't even recognize the people that will be on the next technology. Some of your friends that maybe didn't experience the patches the way they should,
Yeah.
you can call them back, right,
Cool.
Maggie? You can call them back. You can reconnect with them. And that's why I like these. Let's start these gratitude texts now because we're going to prepare each other for next year. Of all the people that maybe said no to you this year, they're going to come back to you next year. Okay. So,
Yes.
yes.
Peter, I have a
what?
question.
Yes.
On the Tuesday call, the manager call, is it still under your Zoom if you're not going to be here?
Correct. So
Okay.
until that is out of the pilot testing, it will always be peterzoom.com until it's a official Team Evolve training schedule. Then it will go to the 379 number for Team Evolve. Okay. Which should happen by July or something.
And where is that recording?
Where
That
the
record-
replays?
It's
I
always
missed it
on
yesterday.
Telegram. It's on the replay, Maggie. I'll
Okay.
add you to my messenger line, and I always put
Great.
it on Facebook team page. Okay, it's always there.
Excuse
Okay.
me, Peter, may I ask where in Canada you will be coming?
I will be texting. I will be sharing my schedules by tomorrow. I will be going from the East Coast to the West Coast. It will be day by day by day. I will be traveling. So I'm going to be posting up that schedule. Okay. So whoever needs it, let me know. Canada. But it's not a huge event. Okay, everyone. It's like it's my Asian groups, but I will have a couple of days where people can come visit me in certain hotels. Okay. So I'll make sure everybody gets that. Whoever is in Canada, okay, or has somebody in Canada. So, all right, everyone, it's been a good hour. Did everybody learn a little bit something today? Okay, maybe 2 or 3 things. Okay, so I'll see you all. Tonight is what's today? Wednesday. We'll see you for
Patching
Wednesday.
party.
Marcy's patching party. Tomorrow we're gonna have our testimonial call, and then get ready for an amazing weekend. Okay, in Arizona. Bye, everybody. Love you
How do
all.
you spell
Thank
Eric's
you.
name as your guest today? How do you spell his name?
Oh, A-R-I-K. Eric. A-R-I-K.
Okay.
And last name is S-I-N. Sin.
Thank you so much. I'll remember the recording better now. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. And
Thank
just
you.
know Eric.
Thanks, Peter.
Bye,
Peter,
everyone.
you got time for me
for a few minutes?
Yes.
Bye, guys. See you in Arizona.
Text me whoever that was. Bye, everyone.
It was me.